On the ground.
Ready for it. Stop! Stop right
now! Being a police officer partially means you are signing a death warrant every single day. Some people go to work worried because they have to meet deadlines and face difficult customers. But for cops, it's different. They worry if they will come back home to their beautiful family every single day they step out of the door. They worry if they will see the smile of their baby again. Imagine chasing a car without knowing that the driver is heavily armed and ready to kill at any time, if apprehended by anyone, including the police. This is a life and death situation. But the Austin Police Department was up to the task, and they executed it perfectly.
Red light. Hold on. Our vehicle almost crashed out. 1050, 1050, 1050, 1050, 1050. Our vehicle looks like it has a flat left tire.
It all happened on May 31st, 2025, at approximately 11:16 p.m. The night was still and calm when officers from the Austin Police Department were dispatched to stop a reported stolen vehicle. Little did they know that this would soon turn into a high-speed chase that would put their lives in grave danger.
I have no traffic right now. Research Service Road southbound. Sorry, northbound. Research Service Road northbound. Coming upon Peyton Gin. 65 miles an hour. No traffic.
The suspect, fully aware of the seriousness of the situation, wasn't going to go down easily. As soon as the police tried to pull him over, he floored the accelerator and sped off, running through red lights without hesitation, ignoring all traffic rules. The officers quickly realized they were dealing with a dangerous individual. This initiated a brief but intense pursuit that started at approximately 11:21 p.m. The suspect, pushing his vehicle to its limits, didn't expect such a quick response from the police. The officers, knowing the danger they faced, pushed their vehicles hard to keep up. As the chase grew more intense, the suspect lost control of his vehicle. The car collided with a cement pillar, a violent crash that would have stopped most drivers, but not this one. Despite the damage to his vehicle, the suspect kept going at breakneck speed, determined to evade capture. The Austin Police Department was relentless. They weren't stopping until they had the suspect in custody, and this chase was far from over. A short time later, everything changed for the suspect. Another collision occurred, but this time it wasn't just any crash. The suspect's vehicle collided with an uninvolved car at the intersection of Research Boulevard and North Lamar Boulevard. The impact was violent enough to spin the vehicle rapidly, facing the oncoming traffic.
1050, 1050, 1050, 1050, 1050, 1050. Sorry, MS.
Now trapped, the suspect had no choice but to come to a stop. But this wasn't the end. The officers had been pursuing him for a while, and they were determined to end it. As the officers approached the vehicle, ready to apprehend the suspect, they were met with an unexpected surprise. The suspect, later identified as Devin Guevara, opened fire on the officers. This wasn't the outcome they had anticipated. The officers quickly dove for cover behind their vehicles, taking immediate defensive positions. 4 officers returned fire. The suspect was hit in the clavicle, and he fell. But the situation wasn't over.
Hey, he said you can't get out. Try climbing out the window.
We're intersection of North Lamar and Research Boulevard. Find fire and
He's coming out. Don't get out, he's compliant.
Driver's not compliant, have out the window.
Climb out of the window. Climb out the window. Climb all the way out. Keep moving, keep moving. Keep climbing out. Keep climbing out.
Driver's coming out.
Face away from me.
As the scene fell silent, the officers carefully moved closer to the suspect. They could see he was still moving inside the vehicle. They gave clear orders for him to raise his hands and exit the vehicle. But the suspect, weak from his injuries, struggled. Unable to open the door, he was forced to exit through the driver's side window.
Hispanic male wearing all black.
Walk back for the sound of my voice.
790, have you message at the bus stop on Hardwood 83 for now?
Devin Guevara was detained on the spot. He was quickly transported to a local hospital where he received treatment for his injuries. On June 1st, Devin was booked into the Travis County Jail, facing a slew of charges, including second-degree kidnapping, first-degree assault, aggravated robbery, second-degree assault, and more. The night's chaotic events had come to a close, but the officers knew how dangerous this pursuit had been. Sometimes, an innocent chase can turn into something no one ever expects. Case 2. From hospital bed to high-speed chase. Imagine being a doctor, treating a patient in a hospital, when that very patient suddenly steals an ambulance and drives away. The question that immediately comes to mind is, what is he doing with the ambulance? Why is he running? This incident happened on April 17, 2024, when calls started pouring in from Piedmont Henry Hospital in Stockbridge, Georgia. The officers responded quickly, trying to make sense of a bizarre situation. 27-year-old Ladarius Williams, a patient being treated at the hospital, had stolen an Amerimed ambulance from the facility.
Alright, Phoenix, we got a will call it. We are continuing westbound on Lake Harbor, coming up to Jonesboro Road.
The paramedics inside had no idea what was happening until they suddenly realized the vehicle was moving at an alarming speed. Unaware of the danger, the paramedics realized they couldn't take any chances. Fearing for their lives and not wanting to become hostages, they bailed out of the moving vehicle, even though it was speeding at high velocity. When the officers received the call, they were initially confused by the details, but they didn't waste any time analyzing the situation. They swung into action, launching a high-speed chase after Williams, now in control of the stolen ambulance.
Still south on Jonesboro. Crave. Speeds are about 20 miles, middle lane.
They're down with Phoenix on this pursuit with the ambulance.
The Atlanta Police Department's Auto Crime Enforcement Unit coordinated with the Georgia State Patrol, making every effort they could to stop Williams and prevent any further reckless driving. The chase stretched through multiple jurisdictions, but no matter how hard the officers tried, Williams managed to escape.
South 72 is southbound on Jonesboro. That's past Commerce.
Alright, still southbound on Jonesboro.
It's clear. I'll blast him to put it.
Alright, Phoenix, y'all have some light traffic up ahead. Still southbound Main, crossing over Chestnut. Light traffic up ahead.
We're straight out to parallel. Jonesboro, see I can get it out.
But just when the officers thought they might catch a break, Williams continued to defy all odds. Ignoring traffic control devices and law enforcement vehicles, he crashed into several civilian and police vehicles along the way. But still, he didn't stop. Eventually, he veered off the road into a residential area, where the Atlanta police were able to deploy a spike strip, deflating the tires of the stolen ambulance. But even then, Williams didn't stop. He continued the chase along Tara Boulevard, trying to evade capture at any cost.
Hold it back up ahead. You got nowhere to go.
Alright, let's ride. We finna play now.
Hey,
Watch him.
be on gun. Be on
Watch
gun.
him.
Yeah.
Watch him. No. No.
The chase had gone on long enough, and the officers knew they had one last option left. A pit maneuver was executed, sending the ambulance careening across the roadway, through a grassy median, and finally into a concrete utility pole. The vehicle came to a halt, and Williams knew he had nowhere to go. He was trapped.
1050 with a light pole, 1050 with a light pole. Tara Boulevard and Robert E. Lee. He is getting out black male dreads, blue pants, yellow socks, running southbound. Black male dreads, blue.
But even then, he wasn't done. He quickly exited the vehicle and fled on foot. He wasn't going to give up so easily, but the officers weren't about to let him slip away. After a brief foot chase, with officers from multiple jurisdictions closing in, Williams was finally apprehended.
We put him in a position. No, tell him to the side. It's cross your leg, bro.
The chase had come to an end, and he was taken into custody by Georgia State Patrol troopers and transported to the Clayton County Jail for processing. Williams's attempt to hijack an ambulance was one for the books. He stole a vehicle in the very place he was being treated, but he couldn't escape the long arm of the law. Case 3. From heist to high-speed chase. Now we move to one of the most dangerous and unpredictable scenarios a police officer can face: a bank robbery. Armed criminals are already dangerous, but when they plan meticulously and come prepared for a fight, the stakes are raised to life and death. On April 21st, 2025, just before 10 a.m., 2 men entered the Diablo Valley Federal Credit Union on Detroit Avenue. The bank was busy, and everything seemed normal until the 2 suspects pulled out guns and pointed them at the bank staff. The bank employees, stunned and terrified, had no choice but to comply, handing over whatever the robbers demanded. Once they had the money, the suspects stormed out of the bank like they had just pulled off the perfect heist. But little did they know, their luck was about to run out. The Concord Police Department had already located their getaway vehicle, and as the suspects fled, the police quickly initiated a pursuit.
Oh my God! Ángela, no.
The suspects took off south on Interstate 680, but during the chase, something unexpected happened. Both the suspect vehicle and the police vehicle became stuck in heavy traffic. Now, both sides had a problem. How would they escape this mess without being caught? As the suspect's car was disabled in traffic, they quickly exited the vehicle and carjacked one victim at gunpoint. They tried to flee in the stolen car, but the victim was quick thinking and disabled the vehicle before they could escape. The suspects, realizing they had no other choice, carjacked another victim. This time, they succeeded in driving off in a second stolen car, but the Concord Police Department wasn't going to let them get away.
Hey, sorry, I'm trying to carjack someone. Hey! Let me see your hands! Hey! Hey, come back! Let me see your hands! Stop! Stop! Fuck! Hey, are you okay? Oh my God! Mary 215. He's outbound.
They pursued the suspects through the streets of San Jose, the pressure mounting on the criminals. The chase reached its peak when the suspects lost control of the car and collided with another vehicle. The vehicle became disabled, and the suspects were once again without a way out.
The road, wrong side of the road. Okay, just TC'd with somebody right in front of 880. Suspect is 2 suspects running.
At this point, one of the suspects, later identified as Cruz Vargas, decided to flee on foot. As he ran, he was holding an illegally modified handgun with a high-capacity drum magazine. Seeing this, the officers knew they had to tread carefully.
He's got a firearm with him. Stand by. 999. Mulberry. Get on the ground!
Vargas, exhausted from running, tried to carjack another vehicle, but the officers were ready. As he brandished his weapon, they opened fire, hitting Vargas, who fell to the ground.
Stay down! Get on the fucking ground! Get on the ground.
ground now. Get on the fucking ground now.
Officers quickly moved in, apprehended him, and provided medical aid. He was taken to a local hospital for treatment.
Get on the fucking ground now. Fuckers. Shots fired. Shots fired. One suspect being taken into custody.
Vargas's partner, Elijah Phillips, remained on the run for a few more days, but thanks to the swift response of the San Jose Police Department, Phillips was eventually found and arrested. During the investigation, it was revealed that Vargas was on parole for a prior carjacking, and Phillips had an active warrant for domestic violence and theft. Vargas, recovering from the gunshot wound, was charged with multiple counts of armed robbery, carjacking, and firearm violations. His partner Phillips was also charged with multiple counts of armed robbery, carjacking, and possession of firearms. In the end, the chase brought two dangerous criminals to justice, but not without a high price. The officers involved risked everything to ensure that these criminals were taken off the streets, and the danger they faced that day was a stark reminder of the risk law enforcement takes every time they put on the badge. If these stories teach us anything, it's that policing is not scripted drama. It's raw, intense, and often chaotic. Officers put their lives on the line every single day, with no script, no manual, and no safety net. They face dangers we can't even imagine. For the families, the injured, and the communities watching, it's a reminder to appreciate the bravery behind the badge. These officers live in a dangerous world, one where every decision could mean the difference between life and death. If you want to dive deeper into these heart-pounding moments, check out the full videos linked throughout the script. Witness the decisions, the bravery, and the raw emotion firsthand. Stay safe out there. Like, subscribe, and keep watching for more raw, uncut moments from the front lines of law enforcement. On the evening of August 12, 2025, Brooklyn officers were patrolling the area near 533 Ocean Avenue when a call about gunfire reached them. At approximately 7:30 p.m., 22-year-old Edinison Baudouin was involved in a heated dispute with another individual in front of the building. The disagreement quickly escalated, and both men produced firearms, exchanging gunfire in the street while bystanders looked on, creating an immediate and chaotic threat to the public. Baudouin, a known convicted felon recently released on parole, was no stranger to law enforcement. At just 18, he had been arrested for a prior shooting and later convicted of a violent commercial robbery. Despite serving concurrent sentences, he had been released in June 2025, out on parole until 2030. On this day, he was armed and actively engaging in a gunfight, making the situation highly volatile.
Shots fired.
Officers Lopez and Ortiz Bonilla, on routine patrol, arrived in a marked NYPD vehicle. As they approached the scene, Baudouin continued firing at his adversary, ignoring the presence of law enforcement. The officers immediately sought to neutralize the threat and protect the public. Officer Lopez discharged 16 rounds from his service firearm, while Officer Ortiz Bonilla fired 3 rounds, striking Baudouin. Even amid the chaos, both officers demonstrated coordinated action under extreme stress, aiming to prevent further casualties.
Get down! Shots fired. 533 Ocean. Shots fired.
After being struck, Baudouin fled briefly on foot before being taken into custody. Emergency medical services were summoned, and he was transported to NYC Health Plus Hospitals / Kings County for treatment of his injuries. Meanwhile, the other individual involved in the gunfight had fled the scene but was later apprehended by authorities. Investigators recovered firearms linked to the incident, confirming both participants had been actively armed during the exchange. Case number 2. On August 10, 2025, Houston police officers were actively searching for a 34-year-old suspect believed to be connected to multiple aggravated robberies across the city.
Driver!
Step out of the vehicle.
Outside your window!
Hands up. You're getting pulled over. Step out of the vehicle.
Around early evening, officers spotted a vehicle matching the suspect's description, prompting them to initiate a traffic stop.
We'll talk about that here in a second. Step out with your hands up.
What? I'm not standing here.
You're getting pulled over. This is a traffic stop. Step out with your hands up. Step out with your hands up. You're getting pulled over.
The suspect briefly slowed down to inquire about the reason for the stop, then accelerated and fled, sparking a pursuit through Houston neighborhoods. The chase ended at approximately 7:25 p.m. in the 8800 block of Aspen Meadow Drive. The suspect came to a stop and exited his vehicle, immediately brandishing 2 firearms.
Step out of the car. Put the gun down. 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 Put the gun down.
Officers on the scene issued repeated verbal commands for the suspect to drop his weapons, but he refused, raising 1 firearm directly toward the officers.
Hey, drop. Drop. Kill the sirens for me. We'll talk about that later. Hey, for now, put the gun down and walk this way. Put the guns down and walk this way, brother. It's not worth it. Let's talk about it here in a minute. Just come over here with your hands up. Just come over here with your hands up, brother. It's not worth it. We'll talk about it in a second. Just walk over here with your hands up.
At that moment, the situation escalated rapidly into a deadly confrontation. Officers discharged their service weapons, striking the suspect multiple times.
Brother, it's not worth your life. Bro, you're young. It's not worth your life.
20-1, shot fired, suspect down.
Hey, shield.
Hey, what's up, guys? What's up? Chill. Do not fucking touch!
Hey.
Throughout the encounter, officers maintained tactical positions, seeking to minimize risk while attempting to gain control of the scene. Backup units secured the perimeter, ensuring that no civilians were endangered, and officers carefully coordinated their movements to avoid crossfire. The suspect, still armed, ignored commands to surrender and continued to pose an immediate threat to the officer's safety.
Drop the weapon!
It's not worth it.
I want to shoot you! You're the end of the road. Go back.
It's not worth it, brother. It's not worth it, brother.
Drop the weapon!
Brother, it's not worth your life. Bro, you're young. It's not worth your life.
Hey, cease fire! Cease fire! Stop fire! 20-1, shots fired, suspect down.
The officers involved focused on neutralizing the threat, while simultaneously preparing to render aid once the suspect was incapacitated. Paramedics were dispatched immediately, and officers provided first aid at the scene. Despite their efforts, the suspect was pronounced deceased before transport could occur. No officers sustained injuries during the exchange, and the scene remained contained to ensure safety for responding units and nearby residents. The suspect was pronounced deceased at the scene. No officers were injured, and the Houston Police Department secured the area to prevent civilian exposure and allow for a full investigation of the incident. The scene remained under strict control until paramedics and investigative units completed their work. Case 3. On the evening of August 30th, 2025, Aurora police officers were monitoring traffic near East 6th Avenue when a vehicle drew their attention. The car, traveling at a high rate of speed, had already struck another vehicle traveling eastbound and then crossed over the median, colliding with the second car heading westbound. The driver, later identified as 37-year-old Rajan Belt Stubblefield, emerged from the crash scene with a volatile and unpredictable demeanor. What began as a routine traffic stop quickly escalated into a life-threatening encounter.
Motor 45, I've got a crash, 6th, just east of 225. Get a couple cars here now. Stay in the, give me your hands. Show me your hands. Get your hands up, dude.
Don't shoot me.
Get your hands up right now.
As the officer approached the vehicle, Belt Stubblefield exited and immediately ignored repeated commands to stop. Instead, he engaged the officer physically, refusing to comply and demonstrating aggressive behavior. During the struggle, a firearm was observed on the ground near him, though he did not initially pick it up.
Get your hands up. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get away from that motherfucking gun. Get on the ground now.
Get that shit. Nigga,
Get on the ground now.
Get that shit.
Despite being warned, Belt Stubblefield advanced toward the officer in a fighting stance, signaling clear intent to inflict harm.
Get that shit. Get that shit.
I'll shoot you.
Get that shit. Get that shit.
Dad, chill. No.
Get that shit.
No, Dad, chill.
Get that shit.
Officer, chill. Dad.
Get that shit.
Get on the ground.
Get that shit.
Get on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
The officer, forced to defend himself while attempting to protect bystanders and maintain control of the chaotic scene, discharged his service weapon, striking Belt Stubblefield.
So, you ready for this? You ready for this?
Get on the ground.
You ready for this? You ready for this, huh? You ready for this, huh?
Get on the ground.
You ready for this?
Shots fired. Motor 45, shots fired. Give me some cars.
Additional officers arrived within moments to secure the scene and provide support, quickly assessing the threat posed by Belt Stubblefield and establishing a perimeter to ensure the safety of the surrounding neighborhood. They administered first aid until emergency medical personnel arrived.
No. It's not a tourniquet kind of thing. Thank you. Stay there. Hey! Get over there behind us. There's a gun over there. Behind the boxes. Shut it all down. Sable, westbound, highway, eastbound.
Belt Stubblefield succumbed to his injuries at the scene. Throughout the confrontation, the officers maintained a focus on de-escalation whenever possible, giving commands and attempting to create space between themselves and the armed individual. Despite their efforts, Belt Stubblefield's aggressive actions left no alternative but to employ lethal force.
Ready for this, huh?
Get on the ground.
Ready for this?
The incident, which unfolded in a matter of minutes, demonstrates the rapid escalation that law enforcement officers can face during seemingly routine traffic stops. Belt Stubblefield's refusal to comply, combined with the presence of a firearm and his confrontational posture, created a situation in which the officer had to make split-second decisions under extreme pressure. Neighbors and passers-by were quickly evacuated from the immediate vicinity to reduce the risk of additional injuries. Case 4. On May 11, 2025, the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department received reports of a shooting outside the Nashville Rescue Mission on Lafayette Street. A 44-year-old employee, Cedric Wilson, had been ambushed in the parking lot by a man who had been barred from the property earlier that morning. Witnesses described seeing 29-year-old Tadarius Milan Hunt sprint toward Wilson before firing multiple shots, striking him in the chest and legs. Wilson collapsed and was immediately rushed to Vanderbilt University Medical Center for emergency surgery, where he was listed in critical condition, but was able to communicate with detectives about the attack. Hunt was quickly identified as the suspect in the attempted murder and was believed to be armed and extremely dangerous. The following day, May 12th, At approximately 11 a.m., Officer Jaron Brees spotted Hunt near 8th Avenue and Division Street.
Hey, buddy, come here. Come here.
As Brees approached, Hunt drew a firearm and opened fire, hitting Officer Clayton Lewis in the leg. Lewis had been providing backup from the opposite side of the street and returned fire alongside Brees. Both officers sought cover while Hunt moved aggressively, firing at the officers and posing an imminent threat to anyone nearby.
Hey, let me see your hands.
The encounter escalated rapidly on the bridge. Hunt continued to advance toward the officers while firing his weapon. Officer Brees returned fire, striking Hunt multiple times. During the exchange, Hunt's 9mm pistol was discharged repeatedly, but the officer's quick reaction prevented further injuries.
You better stop. You better stop. Stop! Stop! Shots fired! Shots fired! Are you hit? Yeah. Are you hit? I think I got hit in the leg. Something hit me in the leg.
Officer Lewis sustained only a graze wound to his left leg and was treated and released from Vanderbilt University Medical Center. Hunt was critically wounded and transported to the same hospital, where he later succumbed to his injuries. Number 5. On the morning of July 13, 2025, Los Angeles Police Department officers from the Central Patrol Division received a call reporting a man acting violently in the area of South Figueroa Street and West Olympic Boulevard.
LA City 911 operator 477.
Yes, I'm calling because there is a guy on Figueroa and Figueroa and Olympic. There is a guy with a machete on it and with training people, stopping the traffic, and he's training people to kill him. And he's in a black Mustang. I think it's a black Mustang, but I just have to get away. But he's screaming right now and training people to that.
Is he white, Hispanic, or Asian?
It looks like an Indian. But it's important that he parked his car in the middle of the street, and he has a machete.
What color shirt and pants is he wearing?
It's a gray. It's kind of a brown shirt.
Brown shorts and what color shirt?
Yeah, and he has short and he has some. Oh my God! Hold on. Well, he's moving now. He's moving now to the.
Witnesses described a male suspect stopping his vehicle in the middle of the intersection, exiting and swinging a sword at pedestrians. The call went out as assault with a deadly weapon, and multiple patrol units were dispatched immediately.
No. Stay in the car. Stay in the car. Stay in the car. Stand by. No, partner. Go one space. Stand by.
Stand by. Get in, bro. Get in.
By 9:10 a.m., officers arrived at the scene and observed the suspect standing in the intersection holding a large machete. That man was Gurpreet Singh, 36 years old. Known to police in previous minor incidents, but not previously violent, Singh now presented a serious and immediate threat to anyone nearby.
Go. All right, we're good. Follow him because of the fucking pets, man.
Stand by.
Follow him because of pets.
Stand by.
Officers repeatedly commanded him to drop the weapon, but Singh refused to comply. Instead, he returned to his vehicle, retrieved a water bottle, and threw it at the officers, signaling his continued refusal to de-escalate the situation.
Drop it! Stand by. Get in. Get in the car. Get in. Stop! Stop, bro! Shoot! Stop, bro! Fucking shoot! Stop!
As Singh got back into his car, he brandished the machete out of the driver's side window and began moving southbound on Figueroa Street.
Hey, airship, take my air, please.
Stand by, Mike. Stand by. He's going around.
Officers followed in a brief vehicle pursuit, during which Singh drove erratically and even collided with an officer's vehicle. Despite the collisions and escalating risk, Singh did not stop, maintaining control of the machete and threatening public safety.
Stand by, stand by. We're good.
Just north of Pico.
Stand by, stand by.
Alright, just tried to wrap another officer.
Stand by.
And what's the
Stand by, stand by, stand by.
Stop!
Stand by, crossfire, bro.
Crossfire. Got it.
north of Pico?
Fuck!
Going to be on the go northbound.
You good?
Stand by, dude. Stand by. So we'll go around in circles.
Stand
Stand by. Crossfire, bro.
Fuck!
The pursuit continued until Singh finally stopped near the intersection of Figueroa Street and 12th Street. He exited his vehicle, still holding the machete, and advanced toward the officers in a manner described as aggressive and threatening. At that point, officers were forced to respond with deadly force. Singh was struck by gunfire during the officer-involved shooting, falling to the pavement immediately.
Crossfire, bro.
Fuck!
Stop! Stop right now! Shots fired. Officer needs help.
The Los Angeles Fire Department arrived quickly to provide medical assistance, and Singh was transported to a nearby hospital. Officers on scene ensured the area was secure and recovered Singh's 2-foot-long machete, which was booked as evidence. Throughout the incident, no civilians or officers sustained injuries, despite the highly dangerous circumstances. The officers involved, identified as Central Area Police Officer II's Michael Orozco and Nestor Espinoza Bojorquez, acted under the department's use of force policies in response to Singh's escalating behavior. From the moment the first call went out to the point of the shooting, the situation had unfolded over the course of roughly 1 hour, with officers attempting multiple times to gain compliance through commands and tactical positioning. This incident highlights the rapid escalation officers can face when confronting armed individuals in public spaces and the split-second decisions required to neutralize threats while minimizing harm to bystanders. It was just after midnight at the Royal Albert's Palace Hotel on King George Post Road when a tense investigation suddenly turned into a scene of chaos. For hours, officers from Edison and Woodbridge police departments had been combing the property, joined by detectives from the NYPD. They were following up on a criminal investigation that had ties to New York, and the hotel lobby was now full of law enforcement quietly gathering information. The lobby was calm. Guests moved in and out, unaware of what was about to happen. At 12:21 a.m., the elevator bell chimed and the door slid open. Out stepped 46-year-old Carl Gregory. He was carrying multiple bags, his eyes scanning the room. At first, nothing seemed out of the ordinary, but then he spotted the officers. The moment Gregory locked eyes with law enforcement, everything changed. He froze, dropped the bags he was holding, and in one swift move reached into a black backpack. Officers shouted commands, their weapons drawn, but it was already too late. Gunfire erupted in the middle of the hotel lobby. Gregory fired off rounds as Woodbridge officers Drew Krupinski and Justin Nerney, along with NYPD Detective Matthew Morrow, returned fire in a split-second firefight. Bullets tore through the quiet lobby, echoing off marble floors and shattering the silence of the late-night hour. Guests ducked behind furniture, staff screamed, and the flashing lights from gunfire turned the hotel lobby into a battlefield. When the smoke cleared, Gregory was down, shot multiple times. Nerney and Morrow had both been hit in the exchange. Officers rushed in, stripping off their gloves and dropping to the ground to perform life-saving measures on the suspect, despite the fact that moments earlier he had opened fire on them.
The bag! He's gonna shoot!
Start to rig.
Paramedics arrived within minutes, but Gregory was pronounced dead at the scene. A handgun was recovered close to where he fell, proof of the violent standoff that had just unfolded. Officers Nerne and Mauro were transported to the hospital where, after treatment, they were later released. For those inside the Royal Albert's Palace that night, what began as an ordinary evening quickly descended into chaos. An elevator door opening, a suspect reaching into his bag, and in seconds, a routine investigation turned into a deadly shootout. Case 3. The Deadly Pursuit. It was a Monday afternoon when Oklahoma City dispatchers received a call that would set off one of the most tragic and dramatic pursuits the city had ever seen. The suspect was 40-year-old Quentin Broaddus. Moments earlier, Broaddus had done the unthinkable. Police say he murdered his wife, 33-year-old Kalia Broaddus, in cold blood. By the time officers spotted his vehicle, he was already on the move, leading them into a desperate 3-mile chase through the neighborhoods of northwest Oklahoma City. Dashcams captured the pursuit as cruisers trailed closely behind Broaddus's car, sirens wailing and lights flashing. Witnesses described the chase as terrifying, with Broaddus blowing through intersections and swerving wildly as officers tried to contain him. For 3 long miles, the tension built. Finally, Broaddus's vehicle came to a stop, but instead of surrendering, he threw the door open and stepped out. In his hand was a gun. Officers immediately shouted commands, ordering him to drop the weapon. Body cam footage shows the critical moment. Broaddus stood outside his car, armed, ignoring repeated commands. And then it happened. In a split-second decision that would determine everyone's fate, 6 officers opened fire. Gunshots rang out, echoing through the street as Broaddus collapsed to the pavement. He was struck multiple times, and the gun fell from his hand. The scene was over just as fast as it began.
Hold your fire! Show me your fucking hands now! Show me your hands! Show me your hands now!
When the dust settled, officers secured the weapon and approached cautiously, confirming Broaddus was no longer a threat. Paramedics were called, but it was too late. He was pronounced dead at the scene. No officers were injured in the shootout, and after an investigation, all 6 were cleared of wrongdoing. Still, the case left the community shaken. What began with the murder of a young woman spiraled into a chase, a confrontation, and a deadly end caught entirely on body cam. It was a chilling reminder of how fast routine patrols can turn into life-or-death situations. In less than an hour, Quentin Broaddus had destroyed 2 lives, his wife's and his own. Case number 4, the campus standoff. It was a quiet Sunday morning in Columbus when the call came in at 8 a.m. A burglary in progress was reported on the 1500 block of Worthington Street. The caller told dispatchers the suspect wasn't just breaking in. He was inside the home with a gun. Officers rushed to the scene, unsure of what they were about to walk into. When they arrived, the suspect bolted. He was identified as 21-year-old Asante Taj Omar Miller, and in his hand was a firearm. The chase was on.
He's got a 33 on him. Ted 3 has got a 33.
Body cams captured officers shouting over and over, ordering Miller to drop the weapon. Neighbors peeked from their windows as the suspect ran through yards and alleys, the tension growing with every step. But Miller refused to surrender.
There he is!
Put the gun down! Put the gun down! Put it down! Put it down! Put it down right now! Put it down!
Then came the first exchange of gunfire. Officers discharged their weapons when Miller aimed his gun, and the chase took a deadly turn. Instead of stopping, Miller forced entry into another residence on West 8th Avenue, kicking down the door in a desperate attempt to hide.
Put it down! Put it down! Get the gun!
For hours, the quiet neighborhood was on edge. Police surrounded the home, Sirens echoed, and residents were told to stay inside. Inside the house, Miller tried to evade capture. Officers moved cautiously room to room, weapons drawn, clearing the house section by section.
Gun down! Put it down! Put the
Finally, around 1:15 p.m., nearly 5 hours after the ordeal began, officers cornered Miller in one of the rooms. He still had the weapon. The confrontation erupted in another round of gunfire. By the time it was over, Miller had been fatally struck.
Coming out, clear. All right. One left.
Paramedics confirmed his death on scene. No officers were injured, but the residents of the home he forced into were left traumatized after watching their house turn into the center of a shootout. What started as a single burglary call spiraled into a multi-hour standoff that shut down an entire block of Ohio State's South Campus. For the community, it was a chilling reminder that on any given morning, violence can explode without warning. Number 5. The barbershop shootout. It started with a desperate call for help. Police in San Francisco were contacted by the family of 21-year-old Jihad Eid of Suisun City. They told officers he had threatened to shoot them, that he was armed, and that he was dangerous. Officers immediately began tracking him down, and the trail led them to a small barbershop on Geneva Avenue near Mission Boulevard.
You got me confused with somebody else. What's your name? Nobody? Okay. Yeah.
Inside the shop, customers were in barber chairs. Others waited for a cut, completely unaware of what was coming. Officers entered the barbershop, body cams rolling, ready to confront Eid. The moment they stepped inside, chaos erupted. Eid pulled a gun and opened fire. Bullets ripped across the cramped space, shattering mirrors and sending terrified customers diving to the floor.
Have you copy? Someone go make the 909.
God damn it! Cover!
Body cam footage shows one officer hit and falling back, struggling to return fire from the ground as Eid continued shooting. 9 rounds came from Eid's weapon in just seconds, turning the barbershop into a war zone.
Get down!
Shots fired.
Officers scrambled for cover as barbers and clients crawled behind chairs and counters, the sound of screams mixing with the crack of gunfire. The close-quarters firefight escalated quickly as 2 officers returned fire with everything they had. In a matter of moments, 26 shots had been fired by police. Eid was hit 18 times. He collapsed to the floor, still clutching his weapon, as officers cautiously moved in.
Oh my God! Get out now! Get the fuck out!
But the damage was already catastrophic. 5 people had been wounded in the crossfire, including a teenager and 1 officer who was shot in the leg. Paramedics rushed to the scene as officers tried to secure the shop, but the horror was undeniable. Eid was transported to the hospital but died shortly after. For the community, it was a nightmare. A family conflict that spilled into a crowded neighborhood barbershop, leaving innocent bystanders caught in the middle. At a later town hall meeting, investigators confirmed Eid had fired first. His family had been terrified of what he might do, and in the end, his threats became a devastating reality. What should have been an ordinary day at the barbershop turned into one of the most violent police shootouts San Francisco had seen in years. On June 22, 2025, at around 11:40 a.m., Rochester police officers spotted Edison Estremera Cohen, 35, riding a bicycle on North Clinton Avenue.
Male's driving southbound, past Meade Street on the bike. He's got a backpack on, ball cap, male Hispanic with a goatee. We're gonna step out with him coming up on the force here in a moment.
He's gonna freak.
Earlier that same day, Estremera Cohen had reportedly shot and killed David Vasquez, 30, at 24 Oscar Street. Police had been actively searching for him when they found him cycling through the neighborhood.
Just pull in front of him, block him. Block him, so we can't
I can't run the guy over.
Okay.
You better stop.
He's going northbound. He's going northbound. Get on the ground.
Officers moved in to apprehend him, but as they closed the distance, Estramera Cohen pulled out a 9mm handgun and fired a single round at an officer from just inches away. The shot missed, but the tension escalated instantly. Another officer returned fire, hitting Estramera Cohen multiple times. The dramatic confrontation was captured on body-worn camera footage released later by the Rochester Police Department.
Cover up! Get on the ground!
Fuck. You okay?
You alright? You alright?
Yeah, I'm good.
The video shows Estramera Cohen running from officers before the exchange of gunfire. After being rushed to the hospital for his wounds, Estramera Cohen was arrested and booked into Monroe County Jail on June 26th.
Move! Don't move! Get your hand behind your back! The hand behind your back! All of them! Okay, shots fired. Shots fired. Guns right here.
We got it. We got it.
Copy all. What's that? Get back! Oh.
No.
Okay. Yeah,
detain him.
He's the guy. Don't let him leave. Don't let him leave.
Let him leave.
He's good. He's a witness. Don't let him leave.
The legal system quickly took action. A grand jury indicted him on 2 counts of second-degree murder, attempted aggravated murder of a police officer, first-degree robbery, and 4 counts of criminal possession of a weapon in the second degree. Estramera Cohen was not unknown to law enforcement. He had been convicted of 2 felonies the previous summer, but failed to appear for sentencing. His criminal record and history made him a high-risk target for police. During the incident, a 3rd officer who narrowly escaped gunfire suffered head and ear injuries from the muzzle flash of Estramera Cohen's handgun. Despite the close call, Rochester Police Chief David Smith later confirmed that this officer was doing well and expected to recover fully. Case number 2.
Monsieur, hands now! No! Get the on the ground!
On June 30th, 2025, Deputy Cal Landon of the Berrien County Sheriff's Office responded to a call about a vehicle parked on private property in Niles Township, Michigan. Upon approaching the vehicle, Deputy Landon asked for identification. The man inside, 48-year-old Joshua Coffey from South Bend, suddenly fled on foot, leading the deputy into a nearby park.
You got ID on you?
No.
No?
Yeah, maybe in the car.
Yeah, do you mind getting it?
Yeah.
Thank you. Tom Charles Sam, 451 Indiana Commemorative. Really?
The pursuit was tense and fast-moving. Body camera footage shows Coffey running through the park before appearing to surrender. However, the situation took a sudden and dangerous turn.
Man, I got one running for me on foot on South 3rd Street, heading south. Stop! You're gonna get tased!
Without warning, Coffey pulled a firearm from his clothing and fired 2 shots directly at Deputy Landon. At that moment, Landon was armed only with a taser, putting him at an immediate disadvantage.
You're gonna get tased! Get on the ground now! Monsieur, hands now!
Reacting quickly under intense pressure, Deputy Landon dropped his taser and drew his service weapon. He fired back in self-defense, striking Coffey multiple times. The exchange happened within seconds, a chaotic and violent moment that left no time for hesitation.
Get the on the ground! Marion, shots fired. South 3rd Street. One suspect down.
Shortly after the shooting, backup arrived. Deputy Sabrina Larada was the first to reach the scene. She found Coffey lying motionless with the gun still in his hand and his finger on the trigger, underscoring the immediacy and severity of the threat Landon faced. The presence of the weapon in Coffey's hand after the shooting reinforced the justification for the deputy's response.
He pulled a gun on me. He shot it towards me.
Okay, go sit over there. Go sit over there.
The woman who had been with Coffey at the beginning of the encounter was later located, but details about her role remain confidential as the investigation is ongoing. Following the shooting, Deputy Landon was placed on administrative leave as part of routine procedure for officer-involved shootings. The Michigan State Police launched a full investigation to determine whether the use of deadly force was legally and procedurally justified. This incident shocked the local community, highlighting the dangers law enforcement officers confront in the field. What began as a routine vehicle check quickly escalated into a life-or-death encounter, demonstrating how rapidly circumstances can turn deadly. Case number 3.
I have 2 drunken kids picking on me. I'm 85 years old.
Oh, ma'am, I'm sorry to hear that. Are you injured at all?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Just my pride.
On June 14, 2025, Aurora police officers responded to a family dispute in the 15,800 block of East Arkansas Drive. The call came in around 5:45 p.m.
And I've tried to be a good mother, and they call me names, they do everything. And his wife brings booze home, and when they get drunk, they pick on me.
So it's your daughter-in-law and your son that are causing the problems?
Yes.
All right.
And I want her removed from my house.
And you said they've been drinking?
They drink all day long.
When officers arrived, they found a tense situation between a husband and wife. The couple had separated, and the husband, 58-year-old Todd Patrick Smith, retreated to the garage.
What's up?
How's it going, boss?
Not good.
What's going on?
Wife's pissed. Everybody's getting mad. I shouldn't be in trouble for any reason.
Sweet. So where's she at now?
She just drove off.
Drove off? Anybody else inside the house?
My mom.
Where's mom at?
Upstairs.
Okay, we need to speak with mom. You mind just taking a seat right here?
Officers began speaking with Smith about the disturbance. The conversation was calm at first, but then Smith reached into a toolbox and pulled out a handgun.
Hey, get back. Hey, drop it! Drop it! Drop it! Drop the gun!
The officers gave him multiple commands to drop the weapon. Instead of complying, Smith pointed the gun at them.
Drop it! Oh! Hands! 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 Drop it! Drop it! Drop it!
Faced with a direct threat, one officer fired a single shot. Smith was struck and immediately taken to a nearby hospital with life-threatening injuries. Despite medical efforts, Smith was later pronounced dead.
Hands.
Get on the floor. Get on the ground.
18, I need medical. 2 shots to the chest.
The incident unfolded quickly, with officers trying to de-escalate the situation before it turned deadly. Body camera footage has not been released publicly, but police reports indicate the officers acted in self-defense when Smith pointed the gun at them. Following the shooting, the involved officer was placed on paid administrative leave, a standard procedure during investigations of this nature. The Aurora Police Department confirmed the action as part of their protocol to ensure a thorough and impartial review.
Okay. Here. Hey, what's your name? John? You good?
Send him in.
Did you shoot?
No, I'm good, bro. Yeah, good check. You good? No.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. All right. We still got to check on mom.
An independent investigation is being conducted by the 18th Judicial District Critical Incident Response Team. Their goal is to determine whether the officers' actions were lawful and appropriate under Colorado state law. Meanwhile, the Aurora Police Department's Internal Investigations Bureau is examining whether department policies and training were followed during the incident. Both investigations are ongoing. The shooting has raised concerns in the Aurora community, where residents and advocacy groups are calling for transparency and accountability in law enforcement responses to domestic disputes. Domestic violence situations can be unpredictable, and this case highlights the dangers officers face while trying to protect all parties involved. Case number 4.
Mail! Mail! Mail!
Show me your hands! Stop! Hold fire!
On July 15, 2025, just before 9:30 a.m., deputies from the St. Louis County Sheriff's Office were dispatched to a serious arson incident on Heritage Road in Normanna Township, Minnesota.
Go. Be advised,
the other side of that first fire on the road on the left side is some crashed object. I can't tell if it's a lawnmower or not. I don't see any people around it, but some object on the other side of the fire.
Reports came in that a man had started fires at his own home as well as 2 neighboring houses. This man was later identified as 57-year-old Adam Clinton Wolf.
10-4. I can hear what sounds like a lawnmower running.
212, 200, I'm just rolling up. Where do you want me?
I got front. Keep the 360.
Why don't you get your drone up, see if we can get eyes on this guy.
Let's hold.
Yeah.
Coming out.
Witnesses described a terrifying scene. Wolf was reportedly driving around the neighborhood on a riding lawnmower, armed with a rifle-style weapon. Firefighters arrived quickly and began putting out the flames at the affected homes. One firefighter said he heard gunshots and feared he was being targeted. A Duluth Township officer responding to the scene also reported coming under fire.
We can't hear you, Miranda.
I want to push up there. We got firefighters walking around on foot.
Let's do it.
We got to at least close this down a little bit.
Okay, let's go.
So I'll get the squad up past that. Going back to this.
As deputies arrived, they immediately started searching for Wolf. When they located him, the situation escalated rapidly. Wolf opened fire on the deputies, prompting a deadly exchange of gunfire. Deputies returned fire, striking Wolf. Medical personnel quickly arrived and provided aid, but Wolf was pronounced dead at the scene.
Show me your hands! Show me your hands! Put that down! Stop! Hold fire!
During the investigation, officers recovered a firearm similar to a shotgun, spent cartridge casings, and a number of improvised shotgun-type devices scattered along a nearby road. Authorities believe these devices were deliberately placed to target first responders, showing a level of planning and danger beyond the initial fires.
Shots fired.
Jack, you good? Jack, you good?
Shots fired.
Hey, cover! Cover! Get the cover!
5 deputies were involved in the incident. Following department protocol, they were placed on critical incident leave while the case is reviewed. The deputies involved include Sergeant Zachary Peterson, Deputy Charles Bennett, Deputy Matt Miranda, Deputy Forrest Luneman, and Deputy Michael Pecool. The Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension is leading an ongoing investigation into the shooting to determine if the use of force was justified and complied with law and department policies. Once the investigation is complete, findings will be sent to the St. Louis County Attorney's Office for review. The community remains shaken by the violence. What began as a report of house fires quickly turned into a dangerous standoff involving gunfire and deadly force. Neighbors describe the area as usually quiet and peaceful, making the sudden chaos all the more shocking. Number 5.
What's your hand?
Put it down!
Put it down now!
Put it down!
Put it down now!
On July 31st, 2025, just after 5 p.m., Rochester police received a call about a suspicious man near 33 Ernestine Street. The caller said the man was wearing red and had been wandering from door to door, even stepping onto a house deck. Over the next couple of hours, more calls came in. Witnesses saw the same man back near Ernestine Street, acting oddly. Then, someone reported he had tried to get into an occupied car parked nearby. Minutes later, another caller said the man was sitting on the hood of a car.
What's in your hand?
What is in your hand? What you mean, what's in my hand?
What's on your hand? What's on your hand?
Put it down!
Put it down now!
Put it
At 7:36 p.m., officers arrived in the area and found the man. He was identified as 38-year-old Akintunda Campbell. The officers tried to stop him. One officer went hands-on, grabbing Campbell to prevent him from leaving. But Campbell knocked the officer to the ground and started walking away as the officers attempted to talk to him.
What's in your hand?
What's in your hand? You happy about
What is in your hand?
What you mean, what's in my hand?
What you got in your hand?
Then, things took a dangerous turn. Campbell suddenly turned around, reached into his hoodie pocket, and pulled out a handgun. Both officers shouted commands for him to drop the weapon, but Campbell did not comply. With no other options, both officers fired their service weapons. Campbell was struck multiple times.
What you got in your hand?
Put it down!
Put it down, now!
Put it down!
Put it down now! .223 shots fired.
Put the gun down!
Put the gun down now!
Down!
Emergency responders rushed to the scene and began giving medical care. Unfortunately, Campbell was pronounced dead at the scene. A 9mm Palmetto State Armory handgun, loaded with 13 rounds, was recovered from where Campbell had pulled it out. Body camera footage released by Rochester police shows the moments leading up to the shooting. It captures Campbell struggling briefly with officers, then walking away before turning and pulling his gun. The videos provide a clear look at the tense encounter, giving insight into how quickly the situation escalated. Following the shooting, the New York Attorney General's office opened an investigation into the incident. This is standard practice for officer-involved shootings to ensure transparency and accountability. The two officers involved were placed on paid administrative leave while the inquiry proceeds.